Hey Fragrance family, Dave here with Fragrance Bros, again bringing you a review of these two new fragrances from By Kilian. These are the two new fragrances of their liquors line. And this line from By Kilian I think is really interesting. I think they have a great price point, cool bottles, a bad box, and really good fragrances here. And the two new ones here are Apple Brandy on the Rocks and Verte. Now, Apple Brandy was a fragrance that was a limited release for the New York boutique, as I recall. I remember trying it a few years ago and really liking it. I don't know if it's still available in that boutique or not, but they re-released it and this is available everywhere. Now, on By Kilian's website, they do mention that this is slightly different than the original. This has what they call an On the Rocks accord, and they don't really explain what that is. Now, I used to have a decant of the original Apple Brandy, but I don't anymore, so I don't really know exactly what the differences between these two are. But some of the notes in this are bergamot, apple brandy, and cardamom, and of course that On the Rocks accord, which they say kind of cools it down a little bit. Now, I love this fragrance. I think it's a absolutely magnificent fragrance. If I recall correctly, it does kind of remind me of the original one. That apple brandy type of accord I think is absolutely great. I've never had actual real apple brandy, so I don't know how that compares to this fragrance, but it's a wonderful fragrance. I love how warm it is. It is that slight apple, that boozy quality here, and the spice of the cardamom here. It's just a wonderful fragrance, especially for the fall and winter months. Now, as I recall, the longevity and projection of the original Apple Brandy was not that great, but it was okay. It's okay by me. And this one here is about the same. To me, it's about average on both of them. Not super strong, lasts for a moderate amount, and that to me is pretty good. No complaints here. But I'm really glad that they re-released this for a wider audience. I think this is a fantastic fragrance, and I absolutely love it. It's so good, you've got to try this. And of course, I mean, look at these bottles. I love these bottles. I think they look great. They look like whiskey glasses. I think they are so cool. And as I mentioned before, I hate the boxes. I think they're great because they're small, but I hate how tall the top part is. Every time I pick these up, I always forget that they're bad boxes, and I almost break the bottles. I mean, every time. And even when I'm cognizant of it, I still make the mistake. They're that bad. Now, the next new scent that they released is called Verte, and the name apparently is the French equivalent of happy hour, apparently in the time in the early evening when absinthe was served. And that is the inspiration for this fragrance, absinthe. One thing that's interesting is that in the box, they actually have a paper that says this fragrance will turn more green over time, which I think is pretty cool and pretty interesting that they have to put that note in there. It's not actually going bad. It will just turn more green over time. Now, this scent is a wonderful scent, and I think this is one of those scents that they put in their line that I think is more of a sleeper type of scent. I think Apple Brandy is very good. I mean, really good, but Verte is incredible. If you like absinthe type of fragrances, if you like patchouli at all, I think this is got to be a must try for you. Some of the notes in this are absinthe, violet leaf, licorice root absolute, vetiver, sandalwood, and patchouli. And this is absolutely just one of the best patchouli scents out there. If you like those really earthy, green, leafy type of patchoulis, this is it. It's wonderful. It's really warm, it's really earthy, and it lasts longer than the other one does. To me, this was in better than average range, 9 to 10 hours for me anyway, and it was on the stronger side with projection. Both of these are absolutely incredible, and I really like these a lot. These new fragrances from By Kilian, I think, are some of the best they've made. I love the By Kilian line, and I think they're always really good, but I really like this liquors line a lot. If you can, definitely find a sample somewhere, definitely check them out, and if you like Apple Brandy at all, or patchouli at all, I mean, you just got to get these. These are absolutely top tier. They're incredible. With that, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Fragrance X. Fragrance X is an online reseller that sells thousands of legitimate products for a discounted cost. If you're considering buying a fragrance, definitely check out Fragrance X. I'll have a link down below to them as well as a coupon. But also check out Rakuten.com. Rakuten.com is a website that offers you a rebate with every purchase that you make through their website. They actually have a deal with Fragrance X that offers you a certain percentage in rebates just by buying through Rakuten. So I'll have a link down below to them as well. Definitely check out Fragrance X and Rakuten together. Great. So that's all I have for these fragrances. What do you think? I'd love to know your thoughts. I really like this line. I think they're absolutely fantastic and I can highly recommend them. Definitely check them out. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below. And of course, as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. I love you for it. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave with the Fragrance Bros.